Man, that's a long time. Can we shorten? Okay, let's go. Fine, let's go.
Buffer.
I'm starving.
Buffer.
Let's go.
Buffer.
Bruce Buffer?
But what?
Bruce Buffer?
Bruce Jenner?
You know who Bruce Buffer is?
Do you know who Bruce Jenner is?
You know who Bruce Buffer is?
Do you know the Muffin Man?
Like, it's ready to rumble. Let's get ready to rumble.
That guy?
That's Bruce Buffer.
He's pretty much famous off of his voice, just for saying that.
Well, it's him and his. No, Bruce Buffer is the UFC guy that says it's time.
Oh, that guy.
His brother is,
because that's boxing, isn't it?
Is the boxing?
Yeah,
one.
okay.
Yeah, his brother is the older one that is boxing. But I think his name's Michael Buffer.
I remember watching a thing. I think he said at one point he was getting paid like 1.5 mil or something.
Yeah, so
just to say
Michael Buffer does the Let's Get Ready to Rumble for boxing. Bruce Buffer is the guy that does the UFC ones.
Yes.
So they're brothers, and their vocal cords are insured for over like
a few million dollars,
because they use their vocal cords to scream for everything, which is I think is pretty dope.
It's pretty nuts.
All right, hit the topic. What are we doing?
Pretty much.
What are we doing? What are we talking about? What's that thing?
Something I just wanted to touch on really quick because Lynn had brought up a good point that, you know, in Vegas we've been kind of reaching some high temperatures.
Dude, oh my God.
It's a little warm.
Today, and I wasn't even outside for a portion of it. We were in a classroom. The AC is set at 74, but there's windows surrounding this room.
Oh, that's all bad.
We're teaching essentials, so we're doing the bullshit, not the bullshit, I apologize for that, but the first week of this course is all, it kind of desensitizes, and I feel like there's a purpose behind it. You come in as a new person to security. You've never done this shit before. Mm-hmm. So rather than putting you out in the field and letting you experience death and prostitution and all that bullshit, this course explains it to you. Eases you in. Tells you, so one of the topics you cover today is human trafficking. They don't know human trafficking. I didn't know human trafficking was a thing until I fucking started working security. Didn't know what it was. How prostitution works, how trick rolls work, how CPR simulations work, how you can come across a DB, a dead body. And doing this, I'm sweating as I'm teaching. And I'm like, why the fuck am I sweating? Everybody in there's hot. Like, can you turn on the AC? He was like, no. Well, the building locks it down at 74 degrees. You can't adjust it. Yeah. You put your hand next to where the window is, and it's so
just radiating heat.
So, we took a break. I go step outside and walk around the corner, and I could literally compare the heat today to if you were to open up the oven and just keep that door open with your face in front of it. I wouldn't be able to tell the difference. I go to look at my phone. It's 112.
Yeah. Now, Lynn thinks it hasn't been hotter than that.
It hasn't.
It has.
Not here.
We hit 115.
That is a lie.
I don't.
You're a liar.
I want to say it was in the last 5 years.
You're a liar.
I looked it up.
I will look it up right now.
But one of the reasons I wanted to talk about that was
Jacques.
We've been talking about global warming and everybody's switching over to electric vehicles and things like that. And so I just wanted to bring up some talking points that have been coming up, especially with summer going on now across the U.S. and everything like that.
So it said the last time.
Yes.
The hottest it's ever been in Vegas.
Yes.
118.
Yep.
1931.
Okay, and then after that, because I guarantee it wasn't today.
Yeah, it wasn't today. Okay. Yeah. 115 the last time was in 2018.
Boom.
Okay.
Big brain, wrinkly.
Damn, it hit 117 in 2007.
I told you.
And then September 2020, it was 114.
I remember Death Valley hit almost 130 degrees.
Oh, yeah, no, Death Valley.
I remember that.
Have you been out to Death Valley before?
Hell no.
So I went one time last year, and you can just tell the differences because you're going in a vicinity. I don't even know how to explain this. And obviously, this is just me more or less talking out my ass. When I had to do the bike academy a couple weeks ago, one of the people that I was working with, she was going in as a bike officer, but me and the other guy had already gone through this academy. Mm-hmm. So we wanted to kind of expose her to, okay, this is how it's going to be outside. Because obviously, when was the last time you rode a fucking bike? So we took her. We're over on Sunset and Las Vegas Boulevard, almost near Paradise.
Ew.
So there's all the Konami and then the business shelter buildings around. On the back side of that, it's the desert that links after McCarran. Mm-hmm. So riding in between the buildings sounds fine, but the minute you just ride out an open desert, the temperature just drastically adjusts because obviously the sun is reflecting off of the rocks, the heat and stuff. Yep. Death Valley, it's just cooked
all
red
exposed.
Sun.
You're exposed the whole
all
way.
The rocks have been baked to a crisp, so they're solid red.
I'm good because there's trails out there. And I've heard people talk about it, and I was like, oh, Death Valley, you can't be that bad.
You could do it,
bro.
If you do it in the later time. It's something I feel like we could, for your future episode, when we need to get some B-roll. Yeah. It's very pretty because it's like, remember when you go to Calico, how Calico Trails up at Red Rock, and how the rock's just fucking solid red, like it's red.
Yeah.
That's what Death Valley is. Oh. Everything is just, it's not dirt you're picking up, it's actual sand.
Okay.
So you're walking around and it kind of gives a cool spot. If you're out there in December and it's cooler, won't be that bad.
Yeah, we'll go when it's cooler.
Yes, cooler.
Yeah, it's cooler. But I just wanted to bring that up because some talking points happen with people talking about global warming and blah, blah, blah. And so people were like, if we switch to electric vehicles, that'll get rid of us burning fossil fuels, save the environment, ozone layer, yada, yada, smog and all that fun stuff. Well, come to find out as they're running, especially in Cali, they're running these numbers and they're saying to some extent it will cost you or run you 2 times as much power to charge your car from empty to full than it would be to run all of the appliances in your house for a whole day.
But
now,
go ahead.
There's a caveat.
Yes.
There's always a caveat. That wouldn't be every single household. That wouldn't be everybody. However, just that being a potentiality, not to mention the absolute strain it's going to put on the power grid. But that's not what I wanted to cover. I think it's funny because everybody wants to switch to electric because they're like natural environment going green.
Okay.
Yes, go.
It's not the fact that people don't give a fuck about the environment. Unfortunately, global warming is a serious thing, and you get people that it becomes a politic where it's like, okay, you get the left that say global warming does exist, and you get the right that says global warming is fake news. It doesn't count. So you'll get a lot of people. I even heard Joe Rogan saying about this, saying if he has a conversation with someone says they don't believe in global warming, he automatically assumes, oh, so this person is a right is a right wing.
They're like, oh, you're a Trumper.
Yes, the equivalent of saying a flat earther to or whatever.
Yeah.
People don't care enough to fix global warming. What it is, the reason why electric cars are becoming such a fad is no different. This is coming from someone I own a hybrid.
Yeah.
It's the amount of fuel you have to spend money on.
Yes.
If I can power my car for free, opposed to paying for the gas,
Free-ish.
I'm like the equivalent of like how many miles to the gallon does your car get? For yours?
I think like 25.
So 25 miles to the gallon.
Yeah.
So you get
like
a full
that.
tank of gas. How long does that last you?
I work from home. That'll last me almost 2 weeks.
Okay, so
Yeah,
if
I'm going back and forth, a full tank gas will last me about a week.
About a week, right? So full tanking, and how much is that gas? Because your car is roughly the same size as mine.
Yeah.
So
from 0 to E, or from E to full, it would run me now about almost $90, I'd imagine.
There's no fucking way.
Almost, yeah.
No.
Bro, back when gas
No.
prices were $3 and some change, it cost me $75 to fill up my tank from E.
Well, how big is your gas?
I don't know how big it is.
That's
It cost me $75. That's all I paid attention to.
No.
It cost me $75.
You're driving a 4-cylinder. Why would it cost you $75?
Because it has a big gas tank.
You have a big gas tank.
Your mom?
That makes no sense.
You make no sense. But what I was saying is the everyone, that's their talking point with electric cars is going green, saving the environment.
They're
but
saying
what people don't understand is the current power grid is running off of coal. Coal is one of the dirtiest burning fuels on Earth. So
you're saying just California in general?
Well, no, in general, like the whole, like the grid of the U.S. continent.
That's not true.
Not solely, but what I'm saying, because we have hydroelectric power, we have the windmills, but what I'm saying, our sole producer of power is coal. Look it up. It's coal.
I'm telling you, there's no way, because Nevada uses solar panels for everything.
No, bro, solar panels don't cut it, homie.
They do.
They do for your individual household. We're talking about upwards of 5 million
So
people.
This is one thing that I'll add is that, so on top of Mandalay Bay, on top of their South Convention Center, when you're in the casino and you look over the convention center, that entire convention center it's covered with solar panels.
Yes, but those solar panels aren't powering the entire building.
It's not those solar panels, and this is from working there.
Yes,
they cover 5 properties.
Yes,
from one building.
Okay, so they're literally feeding power.
They're feeding power. So the reason why Mandalay Bay gets
it's not pulling from the power grid at all.
No,
that's not possible.
It's feeding
That's
power.
not possible,
I'm
bro.
telling you it is.
Then why would they be connected to the grid if they're off grid by using solar panels?
What do you mean off grid?
That would make you off grid using solar panels.
And it's not just you're taking it as if it's
I'm saying
just
they're using both.
Yes, so it's combining.
Yeah,
both,
they're using both.
Meaning it can't just be coal.
Right.
It's the concept of the solar panels and coal.
But
like
what
my
I'm saying
hybrid
is, does
uses
every
gas.
house in Vegas have solar panels?
So
does your apartments have solar panels?
What they will use instead, the equivalent, like how the hybrid would be, you would take a little bit of power from the charging box for not a hybrid, for a electric powered car.
Yes.
The other half of the power will come from a solar panel charger. One thing that they're trying to do,
that's separate. That's
no,
separate.
it's gonna come in a set.
Yeah, it's going to come. But right now, if you were to get a Tesla, so say you had a house and you got a Tesla, they would hook up the box. You have to get the solar panel. They're not going to give it to you.
So what
that's
Elon Musk
extra.
what Elon Musk is putting is that they're going to start adding to
Right.
that. Meaning, and there's not going to be any additional charge.
Right.
He has no gain to make money off of it because he wants to change.
Yes,
everything.
but what I'm saying right now, our current power grid, the majority of our power comes from coal. It's hard to believe, and it sucks, but it comes from coal. I promise you. If you look it up, do the research.
I'm going to agree to disagree.
That's fine. We can, and that's life.
That's the whole purpose in the conversations.
That's how we
agree
are.
to disagree.
But what I'm saying is the problem is people think that they're going green when they're actually not. So what I think is going to be interesting to see over the course of the next 5 to 10 years, because really we won't see any major...
not in our lifetime,
right.
more
well,
or less.
Not with, I would say 5 to 10 years, maybe 20 at most. We'd be 50 by then. So it's going to happen. There will be a transition to electric cars. What I'm curious to see is how we will wean ourselves off of coal, off of crude oil, off of the fossil fuels.
That's going to be hard.
And I'm curious to see how we're going to transition.
When I was listening to a podcast, they were saying like what we would need to wait for in our time frame is that somebody built a machine that could suck the carbon monoxide out of the air, because carbon monoxide is what's causing all this global warming. Yeah. It's the equivalent of burning fossil fuel, burning whatever.
Exactly. It's creating a greenhouse
effect. It's a greenhouse effect, exactly. So in time, we would need somebody that could create a machine that would be able to pull from that, because even if we were to stop using forms of fossil fuel and coal, go fully electric around the world, there's still monoxide floating in the air.
We would have to find a way to filter the air, yes.
So stopping that use, filtering out the air, and then finding an alternative that doesn't require to use fossil fuel, aka solar, electric. What would be another
Some people have used hydro.
Well, then that also transitioned into the thing where people are saying, well, what about nuclear?
Right. And that's nuclear. The thing. I don't want a nuclear engine.
But we kind of already... No, not in a car. No. That reminds me of... I know you've never played it, but Fallout 4, you have these things. It's called the power suits.
Yeah, the power suits. Yeah.
It's a nuclear core.
And they use batteries as the core.
So what would happen is that if you ran out of your nuclear core and you're fighting people, it would give you the ability to pull the core out and throw it. And the core would just make a huge nuclear explosion.
That makes sense.
And you would see radiation stack on your
I was going to say,
suit.
then you die.
Yes, exactly. If you were out of the power suit and you threw it, you're fucked because you kill yourself.
Right.
If you're in the power suit and you throw it, it nukes the whole thing. But it is something that would be... I mean, we use Yucca Mountain for stuff, and that comes... We pull power from there.
Oh, trust me, that's all bad, dude. Because radioactive waste has a half-life of a few hundred to a few thousand years, and where do we put it? In the ground. That means the soil is soaking up radiation.
Yes.
The wildlife, the plant life, the flora and fauna.
Bring it.
They're soaking up radiation. So,
Bring it.
So when you see a bee that's 10 times its size and it's glowing green, it's like, what's up, bro?
I played, you know what, and Bethesda prepared me for this.
Okay, so when you see a death claw.
Yeah, when I see a death claw and a radioactive mole rat and a giant bee attacking me, I'm like, all I got to do is lock on to VATS and fucking shoot them from afar.
I got my
all you hear is and then time freezes and everybody looks around like, what's happening? Shot a wing, shot the head, and then it just showed. Oh, God. I miss Fallout, man. That was one of my favorite games. But anyways, all right, let's wrap this up.
All right. So if you made it this far, thank you so much.
You're
friend. Awesome, and we love your ears. If you haven't yet already, please like, share, subscribe.
Do that thing.
Leave a comment. If you haven't yet already, sign up for our Patreon. Go check it out. It's very cheap and affordable.
Yes,
love
it
you.
is.
Check out our YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, tickety TikTok. The money don't jiggle, it does other things.
It folds.
There you go. See, that guy knows.
Wiggle.
He's hip.
Show.
He's hip with the kids.
Check us out. Dribble. You know.
We love you. Project Airwaves. I'm
really
D.
want to see it. Oh, this is Lynn.
Keep your head in the clouds.
Keep your feet on the ground. Always moving
We will
forward.
catch you guys in the next episode. We love you. You did so good.
Did real good.